So are you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. So, hi, as you know, my name is Emily. We're going to be doing about a 20-minute session today. Anything you tell me will be confidential. The only other person who will have access to this recording is my professor.
Okay.
The only other time that I'll have to break confidentiality is if I'm worried about you hurting yourself, somebody else, or if a minor child is being harmed.
Okay.
Other than that, feel free to talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I'll tell you about my dog.
Okay.
I have a dog. Her name's Millie.
Aw.
She's just a little thing. She's like 23 pounds. She has a very bold attitude, kind of snotty, but she's cute. And it's nice to go home and have that not person, but that welcoming,
Right, so it's very comforting for you to have her
Yes.
there.
Yes. And sometimes she stays at my parents' and I'm like, man, I miss my dog. I miss having that person or that welcoming when you walk in the door, or that person to sit with you on the couch, or the animal sit with you on the couch. And
So you're very attached to her.
yes. When I first got her, I was very hesitant because it's a lot of work. But yes, the more I have her, the more I'm like, man. Like sometimes I think, okay, when she's not here, like, will I get another dog, or I don't know. But yes, very attached.
Right, so you really enjoy having that extra presence in your life.
Yes, because I live alone, so it's nice to, have that extra presence. Yes, very good. Yeah,
So she brings a lot of joy to you, it sounds like.
she does, and she does have a very bold personality. She's very set in her little dog ways, but we get along great, and it's nice. She forces me to get out and walk, and just think about someone else besides myself for once.
Right, so it's even been keeping you active during these times, and it's been giving you a little bit of release.
Yes, these times have been tough, especially living alone. Yes, very tough, because I continued to work, but going home to have no one to talk to was tough. I'm very social. I'm very family oriented, so it was hard to go home and not be able to do anything with anyone.
Right, so it was really lonely.
Yes, very lonely. Yes, yes, a little depressing, a little lonely, had a little anxiety, but fortunately now we have FaceTime and phones, and my family and I were able to play Zoom, Yahtzee, and so it was tough, but there are people that have it worse than I did.
Right, so it was overwhelming for you, but you managed to see through by staying in contact with people who
Yes.
are important to you.
Totally, yes. Very overwhelming. I felt like I went on a roller coaster of emotions every day. Like I was anxious, or, if we had a Zoom meeting, I was excited to talk to my family, or, I was excited to go pick up groceries once every 2 weeks. Just that little outside stimulation, like the outside of the routine of coming to work, going home,
It was very monotonous.
Yes, very. Yes. So when they started opening up things, I was like, yes, let's go. But, you gotta be cautious.
Absolutely. So your dog has been just such a source of joy because now you have another reason to be going out right now.
Yes. I find myself looking for new places to take her to walk that's outside, that's, you can social distance, new places to hike, and she's kind of forced me to go down a different path during COVID, versus going to social events. It's going to find like a new park to hike, or a new place to go see, or,
Right.
Yeah. So, she has been great. Yeah.
Right, it sounds like you just have so much love for her.
I do.
And she gives you so much in your life and adds a lot.
Oh, she does, yes. And I wasn't really huge, like we had a dog growing up, but I wasn't like, oh, I have to have a dog, but, it was a good decision. Yeah, very good decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've just had a lot of emotions going on with quarantine and the current state of the world.
Yes. It's still, even with things opening up, I feel like I'm constantly like, just on that roller coaster of, like you're excited excited to do things, but then you're scared about the ramifications if you get it. You know, my parents are older, so you get nervous about potentially giving it to them because, you know, like I probably would survive, but I don't want to be the reason that they get sick or, you know, and being so family oriented, it's hard to like take yourself and not go to the events that the family's at, but then say, okay, well, I need a little bit, you know, so it's definitely been a struggle.
There's
Very.
been uncertainty for
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, and it's just every day. It's something, a new emotion or a new part of the roller coaster. You're high, low, you know, but yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
it sounds like there's a lot of responsibility on you to self-care despite trying to make sure that you're
Yes.
staying safe about it.
Yeah, self-care is huge, and I didn't really self-care or take the time to do that type of stuff until COVID hit. So there's definitely some pros, you know, not pros to people getting sick, but pros to being forced to stay home. You know, you really evaluate your relationships, and I do think that I forgot what I was just gonna say. Yes, the self-care. Yes, you know, I've started doing skincare. I've started, you know, walking more, eating healthier. You know, so I do think taking that time to relax or to treat myself to something that I normally wouldn't. You know, so I think that there are some positives to being in quarantine or being, you know, at home every night versus out and about. And so, yeah.
So you've been staying upbeat as upbeat as you can
Yes.
with everything going on.
Yes, which is hard because it's easy to get dragged down into the negative. But yes, I'm trying. It's like I said, it's definitely forced. I think it's forced people to reevaluate their relationships and, you know, the people that before they might have seen as good friends, but, you know, throughout COVID maybe realize that they're not the best of friends, or, you know, like it's just, I don't know, I think it's put emphasis on positive relationships and it's shown the reality of negative relationships.
So it sounds like a lot of things that you've been doing has been focused around balance.
Yeah.
Just finding that balance in your life.
Yes, which I don't think I noticed until we started discussing this. Yes, so I think that's, yeah, definitely that balance.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's been a more positive balance for you with your newfound hobbies, your dog, your family time.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Yeah. It's very eye-opening, the whole, I don't know, for other people, but I felt like the whole COVID thing was very eye-opening. Like it really was how quickly life can change. You know, you take for granted the little things, like just walking into a grocery store without a mask, or, you know, just being able to go to a movie, or, you know, so I definitely think it's been a very eye-opening 6 months, 7 months.
The change was shocking to
Yes.
everyone.
Yes. And people getting sick and, you know, not surviving, and it was very, yeah, definitely. A day-to-day struggle of emotions. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which really has to be overwhelming to process.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, some days I would find myself having like a little bit of a panic attack, you know? And then I think wearing the mask, it makes it even worse because you start panicking and then you can't breathe, and so I do feel like some days were more rough than others. Yeah.
A lot of anxiety inducing
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah. And I feel like I've always been able to deal with, like, I've always had, I mean, I feel like everyone has a little bit of anxiety, but I feel like I've always been able to deal with it by, like, making my list and doing things that need to get done. But during COVID, I think I realized that the level of anxiety was heightened, and my coping mechanisms needed to change. So I think that's also when I started turning to the walking and the hiking and the, you know, and trying to eat healthier and cooking more at home, and like you said, the self-care process, because it's important. And I think that, yeah, my anxiety definitely went up
Right.
tenfold.
It seems like you've been staying hopeful.
Yes. Yes, I think you kind of have to. I think you kind of need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopeful that the future will go back to normal, that people will stay healthy and we can hug people normally, and college atmosphere goes back to normal. You know, working in a college atmosphere, it's hard to see these students go eat by themselves or go back to their room to sit. You know, like you, as a professional in that field, you feel sad for them, you feel nervous.
Right.
You know, are they getting the things that they need? And so I think all over, yeah.
So it's been a bit distressing for you.
Yes, that's a good word, yes. Yeah, especially in the professional, like the work field, I think it's been a lot of uncertainties about job security, a lot of uncertainties about, if because I work in a college, if the students do come back, like what's that life look like for them, what's that life look like for me as far as my health and my safety, and like we have this saying here that it's just day by day, like every day could change, tomorrow could be different.
Right. So you've been feeling a bit scrambled with
Yes,
that.
especially in the work environment, because it's, you never know if you're going to lose your job, if you still have a job tomorrow, and, living alone, you have expenses and bills and my dog, and so, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of stressors in the work environment, yeah.
Right, a lot of anxiety.
Yes.
You know.
Which just kept adding to my anxiety levels, yes. Yeah, definitely.
So it sounds like work has been your main anxiety inducing.
Yes. And I think because for so many months, that's all I really had. Like I just really went to work and I went home. So I felt like anything that happened at work was good because it happened, but it also created the issues as well, like it gave me a chance to get out of the house and interact with other people, but it also added anxiety or stress because it was like, am I gonna have a job tomorrow? What's that job gonna look like? So
You've been feeling pressure.
yes, a lot of pressure, and then like you feel the pressure, should I switch careers? But if you switch careers during COVID, is that risky? And paying my own bills and all that, it's a lot of pressure to, if you lose your job, what do? If you carry all that by yourself.
Right.
But
it's been weighing on you.
yes, yeah, and I haven't been sleeping well, and yeah, definitely weighing on me. And then I get nervous about my parents, and like my family, is everyone healthy, is everyone staying safe, is everyone have a job tomorrow? And fortunately, all my family members are all like in academics, teaching, or in jobs that are just essential. So we've been very grateful, definitely blessed to have jobs. So it's been good, but there's so many pros and cons to the last 7 months.
Right. It's been very anxiety inducing, but at the same time, knowing that you have that to fall back on has been a bit of a layer. Like it layers your load a little bit, just knowing that you still are going to be able to do that day to day.
Because I think for me, being a social person, needing the stimulation of interaction with people, and I think for me the hardest part was the isolation. Like, so I think without a job, without being an essential worker and having to get up every day and go, like I would feel like I didn't have purpose. And then I think I would have really struggled living alone and being home and not having a reason to leave the house every day. Because during the midst of it, I find myself going to the grocery store less and less. I found myself leaving the house less,
So it's been fulfilling for you.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's created stressors, but I think it's ultimately, I'm very grateful and relieved that I have that job every day to get up and go. Because I don't think I could be at home every day.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So it's been just a lot of mixed emotions.
Yeah.
For you, and a lot to just process. And
A roller coaster.
yeah.
Up and down. Yes. Yes. Very much so. Yeah. Yeah.
It does seem like there's been a lot of positives for you, though it seems like you've been keeping in really good spirits.
Yeah. I try. Yeah. Because if I'm not healthy or if I'm not in the right headspace, then I can't be that daughter, that friend, that coworker that other people need. So I have to take care of myself first, and I think I've really realized that through COVID that my needs come first. Like if I need to go home and decompress and take a nap or go for a walk, like I have to do that for myself before I can be anything that anyone else needs me to be, you know?
Right, and it's liberating being able to
Yeah.
put yourself in that priority position.
Yes. And I have a friend who's always been like, you gotta slow down, you gotta do this for yourself. And I've been like, well, you know, it's not really that important, but the last couple months it's been a priority. Like if I wanna go home and just sit down, I don't feel guilty doing that because there's housework to do, there's yard work to do. I don't feel guilty doing it because I need that.
Right.
You know, I can't do the housework if I'm so tired or the yard work. Like I have to take care of myself first. So it's been eye-opening in that aspect that, you know, I come first. You know, that might sound selfish to some, but I think that we have to take care of ourselves first before we can be what anyone else needs us to be.
Right, and that's freeing.
Yes, it's very liberating because like I'm not a nap person or like to sit on my bed or read, and I've been doing that. And it's just been great. Like my mind just decompresses, anxiety goes away, and I'm just able to relax, like fully. And I think my dog senses that because when I first got her for the first couple of years, she had just such high anxiety. And now she's just very mellow, and I think that's because I'm mellow. Like I try to be because I'm doing the things that I need to do for myself. So I think I have helped her, but I mean obviously there's been days when I'm so anxious that, you know, but.
Right. But it seems like overall you've just been getting your stress levels down. And
Yes.
just
Attempting to, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Naturally, because I don't really want to. Talking like this has been helpful, you know, because I'm not a very open person, so I've learned to share my emotions a little more the last couple of months, and I think liberating is a great word to use because it's just like I'm not carrying all that by myself, even if it's small things like someone made me mad at the grocery store, and even if I just share that, it's like how that just leaves me, and now I can move on.
you've been able to take things off of your plate more easily.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, definitely. Yeah. It's been nice.
Right. It's
Yeah.
gotta be relaxing, as you said.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So, let me just check the time. Okay, we have about 2 minutes left
Okay.
in session. So, if there's anything that you want to talk about or anything else that you kind of want to get back to wrap up.
Oh no, I guess I didn't realize I needed this. This was nice, thank you. And it is, like I said, nice to just let loose, not let loose, but open up and share my burdens with someone else. So it's been very, very helpful to just talk and not have anyone judge.
Right,
Yeah.
it's been, I'm trying to think of the word, sorry. It's just been kind of a relief
Yes.
for you.
Yes. Yeah. Because sometimes talking to family or friends, they're not judging you, but they might have a biased opinion or geared you towards one way or other to think. It's nice to just be able to talk and just let it out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to feel heard in order
Yes.
to feel that kind of connection, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.